What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the Vikings Now by Chat Sports. My name is Patrick Siepman, and coming up on today's show, I wanted to go back and look at more takeaways I had from the Vikings-Raiders preseason game. Took the night, slept on it, and I got some pretty strong thoughts on J.J. McCarthy and if he should start Week 1 versus the New York Giants, and also want to show love to guys like Dallas Turner and Will Reichard as they, both had fantastic rookie debuts for Minnesota. And then also, we got a report from Josina Anderson yesterday that Stefon Gilmore will be visiting in Minnesota this Monday, so I'm going to be breaking that down as well, as that would be an unreal pickup for the Minnesota Vikings, and that would really put together this cornerback room. But before we dive into that, guys, you guys got to let me know down in the comments section. I'll be giving you guys my thoughts here in a second, but pick a QB1 for Week 1 versus the New York Giants. This is the question of the offseason. We're still going to have to debate this throughout the rest of preseason, but right now, how are you feeling? Give me a 14 for Sam Darnold or give me a 9 for J.J. McCarthy. I'm trying to get a pulse of the fan base here on this one, as I think if I asked you guys this a month ago, probably 90% of you would have said Sam Darnold, but after training camp, after the first preseason game, I guarantee you it's a whole lot closer than a lot of people think. But you guys let me know your thoughts down below. Now, I do want to start off today's show talking about J.J. McCarthy, and I have slept on this, and after going back and watching, his game yesterday, I watched all 22 and just seeing the big-time throws he was making, all throughout the game, is I really believe J.J. needs to start Week 1. And, I originally was making the argument here on the channel, like, even if J.J. goes out there and he dominates preseason and Sam Darnold struggles, I would still lean with Sam Darnold because of the fact you can start Sam Darnold and go to J.J. You cannot start J.J. McCarthy and then go to Sam Darnold. I understand that line of thinking. I'm not, discrediting that. But I think after what I saw yesterday and how J.J. is a lot more pro-ready than I think I would have imagined, I think you just roll him out there versus the New York Giants. And, this is the main reason why I think that. JJ's debut yesterday went perfectly, in my opinion. And the first drive of the game, first throw of the game, he delivered an absolute seed to Jalen Nailor. The velocity he puts on the football is just very legit. Like, it is a top 5 quarterback in the NFL type of velocity. But then what happened on his third pass attempt? He threw an interception. Pressure was in his face. He tried to step up, evade right in the pocket, platform throw, tried to fit a ball into a very tight window all the way outside the numbers, and he learned his lesson. That's a throw he could get away with in high school, at the college level, but you're not getting away with that in the NFL. And what did he do after that? He proceeded to go 10 of 14, 188 yards, 2 touchdowns. And, the 2 touchdown throws, besides the one to Tristan Jackson on the left side, and that was a good ball, don't get me wrong, but those weren't his best throws of the night. It was the 4th and 2 slant where Tristan Jackson just had an inch of separation and JJ just put it right in his chest. And, I think watching JJ kind of just go, and this is very limited sample size, but go from throwing that brutal interception, and everybody was taking victory laps on Twitter saying, oh, the Vikings drafted a bust, yada, yada, yada. Everybody was freaking out. And then he calmed down. He learned from that mistake, and he ended up tearing up a Las Vegas Raiders defense. And yes, they were against second and third string guys in the second half, but also JJ was playing with his second and third string offense. I can't wait to watch him play where it's Darisaw, Brian O'Neill, TJ Hawkinson, Jordan Addison, Justin Jefferson, Aaron Jones in the backfield. This Vikings offense could be very, very good this upcoming year, and also this defense could be good as well. And that kind of gets me back to the conclusion of my thoughts on J.J. McCarthy. I think he gives you the best chance to win right now. I think he is significantly a better quarterback than Sam Darnold as it stands right now. And I truly do believe this Vikings football team is a very good football team. Top to bottom, you got weapons, you got edge rushers, and you can go get a guy like Stefon Gilmore. You actually have one of the better secondaries in the NFL. Why waste a year of JJ on his rookie contract? Go try to win it this year. Have him go through the learning curves. And I'll say it, I thought JJ was the second best quarterback in this year's class behind Caleb Williams. That's why I was thrilled about the Vikings drafting him. I think he has a chance to be the best quarterback in this class. And I'm, call me biased, call me a homer, say I'm drinking too much purple Kool-Aid, but my eyes don't lie with him. And he passed eye test at the highest level yesterday. So as it stands right now, and I could change off this take, I am starting McCarthy week 1 against the New York Giants. And then if, for whatever reason he gets hurt or, something happens, then he can go to Sam Darnold. But I'm ready to go through this learning curve. I'm ready to have JJ get out, all those first-year mistakes, because I think that is a huge part of his, process here, is getting those mistakes out of him. We've already seen how much better he looks from OTAs coming to training camp and now at the preseason. If he just gets more game reps, he is going to be so much better than we can imagine when in December, January rolls around, and maybe the Vikings are making a playoff push. So, nothing but love and just proud of JJ yesterday. That was one of the best performances I've seen from a quarterback on Minnesota in the preseason in a very long time. But I also do want to shout out Dallas Turner. Honestly, kind of feel bad for DT here, because obviously JJ is going to get all the storylines. He's going to get all the clicks just because, he's the quarterback. He's a polarizing player. People either think he's going to be great or people think he's going to be terrible. And Dallas Turner yesterday beat one of the best left tackles in the league twice. He beat him on one play right before the sack. The quarterback at the time, Aiden O'Connor, just got the ball out very quickly, but he had that super nice bend move, got around the left tackle, and then he finally ended up getting home with a sack. But when I'm watching him, he looks like a young Von Miller. Like, he looks like a freak athlete on the edge, super bendy, can get underneath the shoulders of a left tackle, and he's just super fast. Like, maybe he doesn't have the physicality as these other edge rushers do, but he's kind of built in that Brian Burns, Von Miller mold. And, you pair him up with Gennard, Van Ginkel. Like, guys, this is a very, very good football team here in Minnesota. So I want to give credit to DT as well. And then I also got to give credit to the rookie kicker. Will Reichard stepped up, put his nuts on the table, hit a game-winning field goal, and led Minnesota to get their first preseason victory since 2019, which is crazy enough. Other guys that look good, Bo Reichard, he had 2 sacks yesterday, 2 TFLs. I expect him to make the roster now. I thought he looked fantastic. Byron Murphy struggled on the first drive, no doubt about it. So, even more ammunition to sign Stefon Gilmore. But, overall, it was one of the best days in recent memory to be a Vikings fan. We have a franchise quarterback, franchise edge rusher, franchise kicker. Gilmore's on a visit. Shout out to Kwesi on that one. If you guys want to show him some love down in the comments section, give me a SKOL Kwesi down there. But I do want to wrap up today's show talking about Stefon Gilmore, as he is on a visit tomorrow with the Minnesota Vikings. And I thought this was a move that made a lot of sense for both sides. Gilmore won his Defensive Player of the Year award under Brian Flores in New England, so there's already familiarity there. And I thought Gilmore was one of those guys where the Vikings could sign him literally 3 days before week 1 against the Giants, and he'll know the system, and he'll be able to come in and be extremely productive right away. And honestly, the Vikings need him because, if I had to choose one negative from the game yesterday, our DBs got cooked by a Raiders receiving core without Devontae Adams. Byron Murphy, he looked okay yesterday. He had his ups and downs. He had a couple bad plays on the first drive, but he also had a nice play later on in the game. But Caleb Evans, didn't really see too much from him. And, you need somebody in this cornerback room because, God forbid, knock on wood, like if something were to happen to one of those guys, they get injured or whatever it may be, then you're looking at this room as one of the worst in the NFL. But you can fix that with Stefon Gilmore. You have $21 million to spend. I understand you don't want to be that, you don't want to typically overreact and be like, oh, we need to spend every single dollar we have, get the most out of this. But this Vikings team's legit. And I say you go all in and you try to win football games this year. And I think there needs to be a sense of urgency after watching yesterday and seeing what this rookie class did and understanding that they may be a lot better than most of us would have thought. Go be aggressive. Go get Gilmore. Pay him that extra $2 million that maybe he could get from another team or that he can't get from another team. I say you be aggressive. You go do this. And plus also the off the field impact I think he would have. We have a young cornerback room. I mean, even Byron Murphy, let me just double check right here. I'm pretty sure he's only 26 years old. Like, he still has a lot to learn in the NFL. Yeah, 26 years old for Byron Murphy. So it's like he could still use, this like mentor and, leadership that Gilmore could bring, especially guys like Caleb Evans, like even Deshaun Wright, who we just traded for from the Dallas Cowboys. Like, I'm sure he could use Gilmore in his year. And, you're just adding more smart minds and more better football players to your team. Keep it simple like that. You have a really good dude in Gilmore who's still a really good football player. Yes, he's older, but you can sign him to a 1-year deal and get the most out of him this year. And I'm sure Gilmore's got a lot of interest on that side. he played his best football in his career with Brian Flores. He knows how smart that man is. I bet you this is a signing we get probably late Monday night, and I couldn't be more happy about it. But really, guys, I think this is one of the sneakier good days in Vikings franchise history. You guys know I'm a very optimistic person. I always like to, take the positive view on damn near every situation around Minnesota. But really yesterday, truly, we're going to look back and be like, man, you remember that Raiders preseason game when JJ popped, Dallas Turner popped, Will Reichard popped, Stefon Gilmore's coming on a visit? Who says we can't be the Texans of last year? Because we are a better football team heading into the season than the Texans were. They just had C.J. Stroud pop. What if J.J. pops? What are we talking about the ceiling for this team? NFC Championship? Divisional round? Maybe the Super Bowl? I'm just, maybe I need to slow my roll a little bit and put down the purple Kool-Aid, but I think it's just a great, great time to be a Vikings fan. But I do want to say thank you guys so much for watching today's show. We'll see you guys next time. Skol Vikes.